morning, YouTube friends. I'm out in the hen shed. I was actually going to do this video outside, but it's blowing a hoolie out there and you wouldn't be able to hear anything for wind. So I'm going to do this video indoor in the hen shed, and I'm going to talk about each of the hens in turn and tell you a little bit about them, which means I've got to catch one. So this hen shed, my dad built me this hen shed many years ago, and I've had hens for years and years and years, but then for a period of time I didn't have hens, and 3 years ago I decided, oh blow it, I like keeping hens, I'll get some more hens. So I bought some new hens, and this one is one of the originals, and I named all the first batch of hens after Harry Potter characters. So this is Professor McGonagall, Minerva, she's in charge of, she's actually pretty much in charge of everybody, but one of the things I want to do today is check whether hens have had their wings clipped or not, and Minerva hasn't. And so, because each year of course she grows her new wing feathers back again, so I've got my scissors with me and I'm going to do some wing clipping. It'll not take a second and it won't harm her. I'm just going to extend her wing like that and cut off the flight feathers so that she can't actually get any power behind that wig now. She's a lovely hen. She's a very big heavy hen, so she's a great hen. So that's Minerva. She's one of the originals. Now I'm going to try and do this in some sort of order. Some of them have died over the years, but this one, I had two hens like this. It's beautiful brown and golden hens, and I named those excuse me Clara, you'll have your turn. I named them Padma and Pavati, and this one is either Pavati or Padma, whichever. Shall we call you Padma? Yes, okay. She's a gorgeous hen. She lays a nice dark brown egg. Let's just have a close look at you. She lays a beautiful dark brown egg, this hen. Isn't she lovely? She is actually. She's beautiful. And she'll have grown her wing feathers back. Yes, she has. I'm just going to tip the camera down a little bit better. A bit closer into the hens now instead of me. So this is Padma then, and we're quickly going to just cut Padma's wing off there as well. Just those wing feathers there. Takes a second, doesn't hurt her. She's struggling because I'm holding her. They're feisty hens. I don't handle them much, so they're a bit feisty. So that is Padma. So we've had Minerva and Padma from the original hens. Now I'm looking round now, and there's Luna from the originals, who is right here. I'll just let her walk past me and I can pick her up as well. So thanks Padma, you get on and eat some corn. This is Luna. She's one of the originals as well, and she is a beautiful hen. Absolutely gorgeous. She lays a big white egg. She's not a massive hen. I've clipped her wing already. She's not huge, but she is. She lays a beautiful white egg. So there are only, of the originals, that's all there is left. So that was those hens. The year after that, I got some rescue hens. And this is one of the rescue hens. Now I'm going to put a picture in here of what the rescue hens looked like when I got them. Got them for my birthday last year. Oh, and you've just got a little bit of wing to cut there. Now I named the rescue hens after my my aunties. So I'm going to count them now and see how many I've got left. So I don't know which is which because they're all very similar looking. But this could be Dorothy or Lillian. It's not Hilda because sadly Hilda died. Dorothy, Lillian or Marjorie this could be. I have 3 rescue hens left. So she's a gorgeous hen. If you look at what she was like when I first got her. So thank you very much, Auntie Marjorie. Then I got 4 new hens last year, and I'll catch one of those. Now I have 2 hens that look like this. I'm going to show you a close-up of her head. She's got this sort of like poofy bit on the top of her feathers there. Now I watched all the way through a Hallmark series from America called Home Calls the Heart or something. It was about a Mountie Jack and the plucky teacher who'd come from the town to teach these children in this pioneer frontier town. Anyway, there were 2 characters called Miss Elizabeth and Miss Abigail. And so this is Miss Elizabeth and Miss Abigail's down there because of these little poofy hairdos. And from the same series I have Clara and Opal. So this is Clara. So Miss Elizabeth and Clara, these 2 here, are last year's hens. And I got them from a place I go to in Durham called Durham Hens. And they were got at 20 weeks old, which is point of lay. So she lays me a lovely blue egg and she lays a nice brown egg. Okay, so Clara, I know I've clipped your wing, darling. She's the hen that escapes all the time. But let me have a quick look. I think I've clipped yours as well. I'll just actually tidy that bit up there. Get those end bits off there. And Miss Elizabeth, you're fine to go. There's Miss Abigail, just down there. I won't catch her. She looks the same. But she's a lovely hen, isn't she? So have a look at her. What do I mean she's a lovely hen? Just look at her. Her feathers are a beautiful colour. Aren't they gorgeous? She's not impressed. She's not impressed, but she's an absolutely beautiful hen. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this is because of this hen and that one, who I'll get in a minute when she wanders over here. The other day when I did my walk out into the woods, hey now, easy does it, I'll just try and catch her as well. Now these 2 hens, these were the ones that we went out in the woods the other day and I was showing you the trees in the front woods. And these 2 hens were just wandering about and I asked you for names for them. Goodness me, you guys, you're very, very good at coming up with names. So I'm going to tell you the names that were on the list. I've got the list in the house. She's looking at, now look at this one. She's looking a little bit worse for wear here. But in fact, this scrappy looking stuff around the back of her neck here and her feathers, this is actually a good sign. Because what are we, mid-February? I can feel these are all the tiny feathers that are growing. In fact, I'm going to get you close in so that you can see. Can you see here? She's growing new feathers here. And all those little feather shafts there are going to be beautiful new feathers soon. Same on the back of her neck. Now, there is a long story behind these hens, and they belonged to a friend of my dad's. My dad's kept hens since he was a kid, 9 years old. He got his first hens, and he's 93 now. That's where I get my hen love from. So his friend had hens, and she said to him before Christmas, Richard, she said, I think I'm going to get some new hens. Can you help me? So Dad, of course, yes, takes her to the place where he has a friend who breeds hens, and they pick 3 beautiful new hens, young hens, which will lay eggs for them. And when they get them back, she says to my dad, what am I going to do with these scrappy old ones then? And my dad says, oh, don't worry about those, give them to me. I've got a friend who likes to take really old birds and turn them into chicken stock. Because, you know, he's a bit of a gourmet cook. That's what he likes to do. So these 2 girls came back to my dad's house and were in the greenhouse waiting for this guy to come and get them and turn them into chicken stock. But he never came, and along the story, why not, and all of that, ins and outs. So when I went to see my dad, he said, you don't want a couple of hens, do you? So So these have had a narrow escape from the stock pot, and these are the ones I asked you for names for. They're not laying me any eggs. They won't lay me eggs. I'll put them down because they're not happy. They're not laying eggs. They won't lay eggs. They're ex-rescue hens anyway, and they're a couple of years old. So they're really just going to live out their lives here in a friendly way. So I asked for names, and I've chosen a couple. I'll tell you them when I get inside the house because I want to show you everything on the list. So we've seen pretty much everybody now, I think. Oh, except for Sylvie. Where's Sylvie? Sylvie, where are you? She's in here somewhere. I almost forgot to show you Sylvie. Now Sylvie is a little tiny hen. She's a bantam, and she's a very feisty little hen. And I used to have, if you've been following this channel for a long time or you've watched back over videos, I used to have 4 of these hens and 1 little wee cockerel, just wandering around as a little family. But I made a decision that I never would have cockerels on the place, so I was going to sell them all as a family at the poultry auction in Hexham. And so it was the day of the poultry auction the next day, so that night I came to catch these birds here, and they were in the little stripy shed over there, and I did it after dark like you're supposed to, and I caught the cockerel, put him in the box, and I caught 3 of the 4 hens and put them in the box. She escaped. She's very fast and flighty, and she escaped and has never been able to be caught. It took me 5 minutes to catch her just then. So she just hangs around and lays me a little tiny white egg from time to time. Shh, it's all right. And she didn't have a name for the longest time until my friend Sue came with her granddaughter, whose name was Sylvie, and I was telling her the story of this hen and how she hasn't got a name. So she said, really shyly, she said, do you think you could name her Sylvie? So this is Sylvie, and she hates being caught, so we'll put her back down again. Go on, Sylvie. Down she goes. Go on, Sylvie. So I'm back inside now, and I'm going to read out all the name suggestions you gave me quickly, because there's a lot. Marmalade, Chrysanthemum, Gertie, Beatrice, Sissy, Aida, Betsy, Betty, Harriet, Diane, Hope, Grace, Dizzy, Lizzie, Nell, Evie, Lucy, Ethel, Thelma and Louise, 2 for that. Penny, Henny and Penny, Brown Sugar, Cinnamon, Millie, Maud, Soup and Stew, Hines and Baxter, I know where you're going with these girls, Myrtle and Gertie, Destiny, Clover, Hattie, Ruth, Bubble and Squeak, Henrietta, Thomasina, Mabel, Vi, Millie and Tilly. Okay. The hens' names then are Diane and Shirley. Thanks for watching, and well done if you said one of those 2 names. See you next time.